You know, I love Rainbow Six Siege. I've been playing this game since year 3, but you will not catch me dead playing Siege in its current state. It's like the third time of me trying to record this unscripted because so many things have changed or updated over the last few days just on this new season that as soon as I say something, I think I'm going to be proven wrong. And then within a couple hours of wanting to re-record, it gets even worse. But let's go ahead and talk about the wonders of Operation Tenfold. First of all, they changed Thatcher. I'm not necessarily upset that they gave somebody this ability with it's essentially just an EMP gun. I am upset that they sacrificed Thatcher for it. Thatcher's whole thing, since he was first introduced, is that he does not rely on outside technologies and outside electronics to make his mark and to do his job. That's why he has an EMP grenade. It's just something you throw. Once you press it, it activates, you throw it, it goes off, takes out electronics around you. Now he has what is essentially a gun that shoots the EMP through the wall with these charges that he has to reload every time. And he can also see gadgets through the wall, kind of like IQ, but not as far of a range, which to a degree, I like the idea of a ability like that or a gadget like that. But Thatcher was the way he was for a reason, not only for his character of not trying to rely on these outside gadgets and electronics and these things that are super complicated that have all these intricate components, but to also be able to take it away so easily. Like, he should not rely on that because it's not his character. He does not like them.
If there's one thing I know for sure, it's that a 6-inch blade never loses reception.
So while I do like the concept of this new gadget, I don't like that they gave up one of the easiest to understand operators, one of the easiest to play operators, one that's so good that he constantly got banned and ranked just to make him look more appealing. Because newsflash, Ubisoft, that's not going to help his ban rate. Honestly, it's probably not going to help his pick rate either. No matter what you do, this season is not going to help his pick rate. It's not going to help his ban rate. Unless you were, say, to give this to a new operator, maybe that would take some of the heat off of him or give players an alternative to him that's just as effective. You tried with the impact EMPs. It's clear that the impact EMPs are not a standard replacement for Thatcher because they don't have the same radius effect as Thatcher's EMP nades did. That was part of the selling point, is that he had this wide range EMP. That's why you'd pick him over any of the impact nades, because they had such a wide area of effect. Now you've gotten rid of that to give him a ranged device. Like, I'm just trying to wrap my head around Ubisoft's decision making for this change. Because this is not something that any other player would say, yeah, let's get rid of Thatcher's old stuff and just give him this new crap. I don't think anybody that's been playing the game for long enough to make a decision would be agreeing with that. So to summarize my thoughts on this, Thatcher should not have been changed. They should have just given this ability to a new operator to take some heat off of Thatcher or give people an alternative to Thatcher. Now, the new gun that they gave him, the new DMR, I tried it out in the test server. You'll probably be seeing footage of that. Loved it. Amazing. Honestly, a great addition. Something good for once in this game. It feels fun to use, at least when I used it during the test server. It looks like it'll be a good alternative to having a DMR on some operators. Is going to be this new gun. The Fortress rework, I tried that out. I liked that quite a bit. Kind of gave me some areas, gave me vibes of like year one, like old style cafe in the kitchen area. I don't know if you remember that. That's some of the vibes I got out of that in some areas where it kind of felt confusing, kind of felt new. Not quite as flat as it used to. It definitely cafe feels a lot more flat, which is one of the reasons I don't like that map anymore. But quite honestly, if they wanted to give operators more diversity in weapons and wanted to go, here's a new toy for you to try out, they could have taken one of the many guns that are still locked behind one operator and given them out to other operators. There are multiple guns that are still locked behind a singular operator that nobody else has access to. I'm talking Jackal's assault rifle, Ying's LMG, Vigil's assault rifle. All three off the top of my head, nobody else has in the game. Why nobody else has them? Who knows? Hibana's assault rifle is exclusive to Hibana. I don't think anybody else uses the, what's it called? The Mark 17 that Blackbeard has. Let me actually look that up. Yeah, to my knowledge, nobody else has the Mark 17 CQB. Who else on attack has unique weapons? It was only recently that IQ's commando rifle got given to Grim. He got it on his launch, but that's the only time that we have really seen that get expanded. Sens is the only operator with the POF-9 assault rifle. Gridlock is the only operator with the F-90 assault rifle. Lion is the only one with the V308, the higher caliber vector. Zofia is the only one with the M762, the AK lookalike. Buck is the only one with the C8 SFW. We know that these aren't things that Ubisoft is willing to adapt to other operators. We saw Nomad had the ARX, they gave the ARX to Iana. Nomad also had the AK-74. They gave that to Deimos. They had Blackbeard running the SR-25. You know who they gave that to? They gave it to both Flores and Striker, who's the replacement for Recruit, which I still disagree with the changes on Recruit. I still think we should go back to old Recruit. At the very least, Recruit should have access to almost every single gun, just without any attachments. That would be fantastic. Please, Ubisoft, make that change. But we're at a point now where they're just adding things to the game, going, look at this, brand new, shiny. Oh, Twitch still has the F2. Twitch is the only operator with the F2. If you want to talk about giving operators more expanded opportunities and more ways that they can change and have all these different options, take the existing things in the game and just give it to other operators. It's that easy. Quite honestly, give Jackal's C7E assault rifle to a new operator. People will love it. It's actually a great weapon in the game that nobody uses because Jackal has the PDW-9. The PDW is just that much better in his loadout because the C7 has just been completely disregarded at this point. So while I absolutely love the new weapon, I think it's a disservice to all the ones that are already in the game that could be handed out to other operators. Let's talk about the anti-cheat situation a little bit. Immediately after this season started, I saw an influx on Twitter of people posting clips showing and saying that they have run into cheaters already. Immediately in the first 10 minutes of the game launching, you could see clips of people getting wall hacked, people getting completely headlocked, just insane things right off the bat. If that's not a testament to how poor the anti-cheat is for Rainbow Six Siege, even at this point, after they've already rolled out a couple of updates, it shows that something is going on at Ubisoft where a lot of people are starting to think that the developers are in on it, selling these cheats or giving out info on the source code of the game or something to make these cheats so effective and easy to use on day one within minutes of the game launching. Now, Ubisoft did put out a tweet saying that they're aware of the cheating, that they're making fixes, they're making updates, and they go, oh, hey, let's go out. Let's show that we're making these changes. We're going to get rid of showing ban waves on the side in the kill feed because, that just shows to all the cheat developers that, these people that they know are using these cheats, they're getting banned, so they know they have to go out and fix it. Then we had people like Varsity going out saying, oh yeah, this is a good thing, showing that the cheat ban ticker is gone. That's a good thing because it doesn't let the cheat providers react as fast. And then immediately I see somebody post, almost as soon as that happens, that bam, somebody's getting wall hacked. I'll show the clip on here. I'll show a clip in the editing that this is happening because somebody quote tweeted this showing, hey, I have an update regarding your update on cheating, and already showing somebody getting wall hacked within an hour or two of this happening. It's insane. Now that's just all these issues that have come up with the new update. The cheater situation, horrible. Ubisoft, you need to fix it. Now let's get into some big picture things on reasons why I specifically have just been falling out with this game over the last couple years. Cause oh my God, I don't know how this game has gotten this way, but they need changes fast. First of all, ranked. Last season, I ended, Bronze 4? You know why it was Bronze 4? Because I barely played the game. I only played enough ranked to get up to Bronze 4. You know who I was playing against? Gold, Platinum, Diamond players. You know why? My actual skill level was Gold, Diamond, Platinum. Now what they want to do is they want to have your rank pool come from two things, both your hidden MMR, which is your actual skill, your actual rank, and your visual rank. So if you're bronze, you'll only play against other bronze players, or at least players that should be showing bronze. Well, guess what? If my rank is supposed to be plat 1 and I just started playing, how long is it going to take me to queue into a game against other copper 5 players that have the same skill level as plat 1? At what point is the game going to realize, oh, we can't find anybody. Let's either throw them in a copper lobby or just throw them to the wolves in a platinum lobby? This is not something that was a serious issue with Ranked 1.0, where your actual skill level was shown by your rank. If they're going to have systems in place to show your actual skill, then just use that for the rank. The only reason that Rank 2.0 is a thing is to reward people that have been playing the game constantly since the season started. That is the only reason, because under the new system, people that should be copper, bronze, silver, they're getting to diamond, they're getting to champ, because they're just that little bit better than the rest of the people that are copper, bronze, silver. Meanwhile, the people like me that should be ranked stuff like platinum, diamond, I'm getting put up against these other people that are at my same skill level, but are visually showing, oh, they're bronze, they're silver. But because we're the same skill level, or even at sometimes their higher skill level, I just get thrown to the wolves and I can't progress past bronze. So you know what? You know what, Ubisoft? If you're going to make visual rank be what determines what groups you are put into, if you really want to start everybody at copper 5, do that. But then make it so that your visual rank will eventually end up at the same spot where your actual rank is. Because if you are a platinum player paired up against other platinum players in a bronze lobby, at least one group of those bronze players are not going to make it to platinum, even though they arguably deserve that platinum spot because they have the skill for it. Another issue that started with year 10 with Siege X, as they call it, is free to play. I made this a concern when I first talked about free to play. This is going to bring in more people that don't care about playing the game right, more people that are going to be cheating, more people that are just overall bad for the game. They're going to treat it like Call of Duty and not actually play the game the way it's supposed to be played. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not upset with people that play the game and their whole goal is to take out the other team. There are roles that are specifically for that are good for that. But when you have people treating this game like it's Call of Duty that wants you to just go for kills or nothing, and will just sit on their phone watching TikToks over the mic because they don't know how to enable push to talk for the entire prep phase, and then even going into the actual gameplay round because they've watched people like Jinxie and think, oh, this game's easy, I can just run in. These are the kind of people I'm talking about that will just ruin the game for everybody else. Even in Quick Match, which I swear this game, it needs to start calling it casual again, because that's what we used to call it. It's casual, that's what I'm going to call it. Even in casual, it used to be, when I was even on Xbox, if you were playing casual, if you were in the drone phase and you weren't doing anything, you would get shit on by everybody else in the lobby. We would be telling you, do stuff, stop sitting on your phone, do stuff. And then you would start doing stuff because we had vote to kick. If you were just sitting on your drone or not doing anything, you would get kicked. Now, there's nothing you can do. You just have to deal with this person on your team, and if they decide they want to get upset, they can just leave and leave you down a player. And there's no real harm in it. They don't get any sort of punishment for that. At least not unless they're in ranked and they get an abandon penalty. And then back on ranked, operator bans. This has been an issue since they were introduced to the regular ranked matchmaking is operator bans. All that does is either cause people to target ban operators for whoever is fragging out the best, or completely limit the other side by taking away all of the best, most viable operators, specifically hard breachers or EMP operators like Thatcher. I get the idea of wanting a system where you can take away some of these things to make people figure out how to adapt, to make things unique every single time. But when every single game, the exact same operators are getting banned or the exact same people are being targeted because they play so good, it just turns into a never-ending cycle of the exact same things over and over and over again. And as much as I kind of shat on Varsity Gaming earlier for praising Ubisoft and getting rid of the ban ticker, he does make a good point. I'll put a screenshot. He said that he was upset at people banning hard breachers. He's saying, please stop banning hard breachers. Somebody said, oh, don't ban critical ops. It makes me sad. Learn and adapt. Varsity said, the irony of saying learn and adapt when people only ban hard breachers because they don't want to learn and adapt. That's like the exact point I'm saying. People only get rid of hard breachers or top fraggers because they just don't want to deal with it. They don't want to go through the mental stress of figuring out what works best to neutralize them. That's all part of the game. You shouldn't be able to just do a quick fix in this match. Oh, this person's doing crazy playing as fucking Vigil. Okay, great. Let's ban Vigil. Then when all of a sudden this Vigil player starts popping off with Valkyrie, they're not going to ban Valkyrie because, oh, the cameras are super effective and we can't seem to find the cameras and this and that. It's going to be because this person's bawling out with this operator and they're going, we need to figure out how to get rid of this guy. And then the next round, they pick up Warden. You see where I'm saying? You see where I'm getting at? Where it's the same cycle over and over, where people aren't figuring out how to adapt. They're figuring out how to go, oh, now you can't do this. They're playing by little kid rules, where it's, oh, you can do that. Well, I have this that stops that. Well, I can beat that. I have this that stops that. The amount of games I've played where I've picked Flores, and then just because I popped off with the AR-33 as Flores, didn't do anything with the drones. But just because I popped off with the AR-33 and then got Flores banned is insane. But this is something that should not have been introduced to ranked. Operator bans just make the game worse, flat out. It causes people to adapt and use their critical thinking less because all they can think about is when somebody does good, let's just get rid of them. They're not wanting to overcome any sort of challenges outside of the base, kill everybody. And that's going to end up killing this game, flat out. It's just insane to me. This game has been around for 10 years. 10 years. And we're at this point with the game. We're at this point where an update just does not work. We're at a point with this game where I'm disappointed every time I see something new when I want to love this game. I want to be excited when something happens. But now, all of my friends I used to play Siege with, they don't play Siege anymore. They'd rather play Battlefield, and quite honestly, so would I. I'd rather play Battlefield. In fact, my next video is probably going to be Battlefield instead of Rainbow Six Siege, even though I want to play the new season. I just don't understand how after 10 years of almost every single year, at the very start, they were nailing some of these updates. Do you know how hyped I was when Mozzie came out? I have clips of me maining Mozzie since day one. I have clips of me maining Goyo from day one. I mean, we're seriously at a point with this game where I'm not hyped for anything. Quite frankly, I'm not hyped for anything this game shows. The Fortress rework, as much as I love certain parts of it, I'm not hyped for it. I don't want to go out and relearn that map. With the Thatcher rework, I'm more upset that we lost what Thatcher used to be. The fact that he lost what made him so special, and they're trying to give him something else to make him more special, is just dumb. And you know what? Give me and give my friends a reason to come back to Siege. An actual guarantee, or not even a guarantee, just a hint that the game will be fun, it'll be stable, it'll be fair, that the game will at least be kind of what it used to be. I just don't get it. I don't get what goes through each and every one of the Ubisoft executives' minds, what goes through the 3 brain cells they collectively have up there going, oh, let's make this update, let's make this update. You know what they're probably going to do next? They're probably going to say, hey, let's take Sledge and let's get rid of a sledgehammer, even though that's what he's named after. Let's give him a jackhammer where he can just right into the reinforced walls and tear them down. That's probably what they're going to do next. You know what? Let's take Valkyrie and make her whole thing that if you pick her, if you shoot a default cam, you can resurrect it from the dead with these little nanobots that come in and reconstruct the camera every 10 to 15 seconds or so. That sounds like it'll be fun. They'll do some dumb shit like that, where it's totally unnecessary and just ruins what the operator was. Quite honestly, Ubisoft, you've disappointed me. You've heavily disappointed me with how this season has started and with how you've been treating this game. I know people that have been playing this game since year one, since this game first came out. They bought it on a physical disc for a console and said, I like the sound of this game. I'm going to play this game. I'm going to love this game. I'm going to put in the hours. I'm going to put in the money. I'm going to put in all this effort. And you know what you did? You spat in their faces with these updates. You took the community, you took one look at them and said, all you are is a money printing machine. And you know what we're going to do? We're going to charge you $50 for a cosmetic bundle for an operator that you might only get to see once per game. Because if you pop off with this operator, that operator is going to get banned right after you use them. It baffles me that Ubisoft could take this game that millions of people love and enjoy and want to put their heart and soul into and want to play and just treat it like an ATM. They just treat it like something that they can endlessly get money out of, that they can just do whatever they want and people just eat it up. And we're out here suffering because we chose to love this game back in 2015 or whenever you started playing this game. And then when you ask, hey, Ubisoft, what content am I getting for the $5 to $50 I spend on you every single month? Oh, you know that operator you like playing? Yeah, we're going to change him. We're going to change him so hard you can't even play him anymore. Because the only thing that stays the same is his gun. We're going to make him so different that you're going to have to relearn how to play this operator. And you're still never going to get to play him because he's going to get banned first every single game because we put in this system where people who don't know how to fight against operators or don't want to deal with adapting to how their enemies are playing can just get you out of the fight right off the bat. I'm sure that's worth your money, right? I'm sure spending the money to play the game back in the day was worth, having all these new people come in that don't know the etiquette of the game, don't know how to respect other players, that just treat it like Call of Duty because they decided after 10 years, we're just going to go free to play. That's fine. You know what you get for playing the game and for buying the game before? You get ranked. You get the hellhole that's ranked, that's filled with cheaters, filled with toxic players. If you want to play casual, just stuck with more cheaters, stuck with the free-to-play players, stuck with the people who only got in the game because they watched Jinxie and then spent all their life savings on elite skins because, I want to see Yana in these tights. I want to be able to look at her butt. Yeah, because that's the kind of people you want playing this game, right, Ubisoft? But you know what? I've been ranting for over 30 minutes now. This is going to get condensed into a lot shorter than 30 minutes. But over the past 3 days, since this season came out, I've been basically doing nothing but ranting about this game, and this is just a snippet of how I feel about it. This is just a tiny little fraction of how upset I am with Ubisoft and how they've treated this franchise over the last 10 years. So you know what, Ubisoft? You want me to come back to this game, play with my friends? Show us why. Show us why you deserve our attention, why you deserve our money, why you deserve our time, why you deserve any of your players to begin with. Because you've taken them for granted all these years, and you have this to show for it. So please, do whatever updates you want, Ubisoft, but I'm not playing till you make an actual good change. You know what I'll do instead? I'll load up the copy of Siege 1.0 I have on my desktop and play that from time to time, because then I'll get the itch of the game actually out of my system once every month, instead of having to fight through all the cheaters and hackers and all the crappy players that are in the game right now. So thanks, Ubisoft. Really appreciate how you treated the game. Really appreciate all the updates. Really appreciate how you treated the community. If you like my rant, join the party. I'll probably be uploading Battlefield soon. I have too much footage I need to go through. If you agree, share this with your friends that also really don't like the state this game has gone in. Give Ubisoft your opinion in the comments, because God knows I need to hear it. And I pray that this game gets fixed, this game gets saved. You know what? I'll upload Siege content when it's good again. How about that? I'll see y'all whenever I upload again, hopefully within the month. Y'all have a good rest of your December if I don't see you again. Oh, and check out my other content and maybe leave a subscribe if you agree with me. Probably should have said that earlier in the recording, but it's whatever. I've been rambling for too long anyways. It's been 40 minutes now. I really need to stop. But I'll see you guys next time.